Hey, how you doing? It's your host, Unknown Emperor, and if you clicked on this video, then you already know what you're gonna get. This is going to be a review of Monday Night Raw. I watched it, so you didn't necessarily have to. If you're tuning in, then you came in to kind of get my perspective, my viewpoint of what I've seen, and how I kind of do the review. This is a 3-hour show. If you like wrestling, tune in. If you want to see more wrestling videos, comment down below. If it's anything that I can do to make it better, comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Tonight, Monday Night Raw got started off with promotion and a recap of what happened through the Elimination Chamber, let you know the winners and how everything's gonna start to play out to this road to WrestleMania. We entered Monday Night Raw with the cheers of Rhea Ripley and Dirty Dom. Not necessarily cheers towards Dirty Dom, but cheers towards your woman champion, Rhea Ripley. And she came to the ring bragging about how she won. She main evented WrestleMania. She main evented Elimination Chamber, but she wasn't able to get a lot of words in edgewise because it's the opening promo of Raw, so you already knew that somebody had to interrupt. And obviously, it was the winner of the women's Elimination Chamber match, Becky Lynch, aka The Man. She marched her way down to the ring. She got off everything she got off of her chest, stating about how she won, how she's gonna face Rhea. She's saying she's gonna win. Rhea's saying mommy always ends up on top. This, that, and the other. Behind every great man is a greater woman, which is factual. You know, I'm not denying that at all. You know, but. And then also, quick aside, if you heard the reaction that Dirty Dom got, he got booed out of this world. Whenever he speaks, whenever he picks a microphone up, just know that he's not gonna get the best of response, but that's perfect because that's good for him. That's exactly, people don't like that. People saying, oh, this, that, and the other, but he's a heel. He's Dirty Dom. Like, stuff like this is supposed to happen. It's the ending segment, the end of the beginning segment on Raw. So I thought it was gonna end a little peaceful, but as Rhea was leaving, Nia Jax attacked Becky Lynch from behind, flattened her. She was finna hit her with the Annihilator, but personnel, ring people, security, Adam Pearce even made his way out there, and he broke it up. Obviously, you're not gonna want one of your main events at WrestleMania, Rhea versus Becky, to be blindsided by Nia Jax, which might all come crumbling down later on. I'm gonna explain to you what went down, but that's how the opening segment of Raw ended, which kind of led us to the first break. And as they returned, they came back to Nia Jax being frustrated and explaining that Becky should not be there. Becky shouldn't do this, that she should be the one going to WrestleMania, even though she just lost. She just lost to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is still the champion because she beat Nia Jax. So, Nia, make that make sense. But Monday Night Raw had to continue. We kind of set up the next match on the table was Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. These two are two of the greatest wrestlers that are wrestling right now, especially in the WWE. So this match was not going to be bad in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That they were going to push it out. I want to say it got started a couple of weeks ago when Shinsuke beat Sami, but Shinsuke only beat Sami due to an interference from Drew McIntyre. Drew came down to the ring, bada boom, bada bing. Shinsuke, boom, got the pin, 1, 2, 3, beat Sami Zayn. And that kind of led into everything that kind of happened tonight, kind of played out. And they recapped that at the beginning of it to kind of give people why they were having this match. If you don't know, Shinsuke Nakamura entrance music is the best entrance music, at least to me personally. He has one of the top entrance themes in WWE history, just that violin. And if you saw him when he debuted, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now it's dirty how they did him, and that's a quick side note. It's dirty how they did him. I feel as though he should have beat AJ Styles to win at WrestleMania. when he won the Royal Rumble, but they did both him and Oscar wrong. But I digress. I digress. I digress. Everything started off at a really quick pace. Shinsuke and Sami Zayn, they're going back and forth. Everything kind of worked to the outside area. And then Sami hit Shinsuke with a moonsault off the barricade. And before they went to that commercial break, they were really selling that Sami hurt himself. And they further doubled down on that whenever they came back from the commercial break, and Shinsuke was in control. They tried to push, oh, Sami's hurt, he's hurt his ribs, maybe it's his kidney, maybe it's his back. Shinsuke Nakamura is not a fool, so he's most definitely gonna attack that. He's one of the better wrestlers in there, so you give him a target, he's gonna attack it. It's blinking, it's boom, like it's showing up, and he's gonna attack it. And that's exactly what he did. He had him in the corner, hit him with some running knees. He got everything real strong. It started pushing, started attacking, started turning up the heat. He I want to say he threw him into the corner, hit him with some more knees actually, and really got everything really strong. And then whenever it came back, Sami fired back, hit him with one of his big moves, got the near fall, and then also I had to go back to my notes. Something else in this match, I personally didn't know going into it who was gonna win, so it kind of had me on the edge of my seat to kind of see who was gonna come out on top, if it was gonna be Sami, if it was gonna be Shinsuke. If they would have gave it to Shinsuke or gave it to Sami, at least at this point, I wouldn't have been wrong. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad or upset with how anything turned out. Shinsuke deserves some wins, but Sami also deserves some wins. Depending on what route they wanted to go, it was up in the air. Boom, they're going back and forth, everything pulls out. Sami Zayn pulls out a Blue Thunder Bomb. If you don't know, Blue Thunder Bombs, I have rarely seen that win a match. So I didn't really see the match coming to the end with that. So he pulled out the Blue Thunder Bomb, which ended in a 1-2, boom, kick out before 3. It got up. He attempted a haluva kick. Shinsuke gets out of that. He hits him with a Kinshasa to the back of the head. He sets up for another Kinshasa. Sami rolls out of the ring. Shinsuke, he dives out of the ring, hits him with a flying knee. Somehow he works his way back into the ring. 1-2, boom. Sami has his foot on the rope. So he kicks out, well, not kick out. He breaks up the pin by putting his foot up on the rope. Shinsuke is extremely frustrated. He's hitting the mat. He gets up with that, oh my God, I can't believe it. Why did he kick out? Oh my Lord. All that, blah, 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 blah. Sets up for the Kinshasa. Can't do it. Sami gets him into the corner. He hits a haluva kick in the back of the head. He sets him up for a proper haluva kick. He hits him with the proper straight ahead haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn is your winner of the match on Raw. He beats Shinsuke Nakamura. Then, so with Sami winning at this point, I'm kind of like I said, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen next, but Sami gets to kind of set up his road to WrestleMania. I don't know where Shinsuke goes from here. He doesn't really have a program as of right now, but I'm just going to let WWE continue to tell the story until something kind of lays out for him. But right now, I don't know what Shinsuke could do. But that's just for time to tell, and everything to kind of keep going that way. They also, at this point, they were showing a recap of the street of why New Day and Imperium was having the street fight that they're gonna have later on. It started with Giovanni a botch, Giovanni getting hurt, and then Ludwig Kaiser coming back and attacking Kofi Kingston, trying to injure him, storyline, and or maybe he was trying to hurt him. I don't know. I'm not a wrestler. But then they kept to kind of go down, they went down that road to explain why they're going to have that match later on, which with the teams involved in it, I've already knew that this match was going to be a great match. So no worries here. I did like the fact that they gave us a little bit more context, because even with me watching it, I knew it was going to be, but for those of you who didn't, then they just kind of let them know why this is going to be such a hard feud, which led us into our next match, which was Chelsea Green. If you don't know, Chelsea Green is more or less like a comedy character, a solid mid-card act. She came out, she disrespected the local team, the local city team. She disrespected Raquel Rodriguez, who she was finna have a match with. And going into it, I knew the match wasn't going to last 5 minutes. Raquel came in. She hit her. She got slapped by Chelsea Green. Pause. Bell rung. She got slapped by Chelsea Green. Raquel Rodriguez hit Chelsea with 2 follow-away slams. And then she hit her with like this elevated choke slam. I think what did they call it? A Tahana bomb. They called it a Tahana bomb. Raquel hit Chelsea with a Tahana bomb. 1, 2, 3. Match was no longer than 180 seconds. This match got nothing. It was a squash match. Raquel came back. She has to get a couple of wins. Chelsea Green is able to take a couple of losses, so it kind of balanced out. But we still don't know what either is going to do for WrestleMania. Might just be thrown into some weird Royal Rumble, some weird WrestleMania Battle Royale or something for some trophy, and just to get people on WrestleMania, just to get people on the WrestleMania card. Then they panned it to the backstage where Sami Zayn was trying to psych himself up, like, oh, I got the win, I really needed this, everything is now falling into place. And then when he finished his interview, he was confronted a little bit by Gunther. Gunther is your longest reigning Intercontinental Championship. If you know anything about wrestling and what's happening right now, you know Gunther is that man, the chop man, the Mr. Whelp on the chest. Like, he is the ring general. Like, he is a great wrestler. If you don't know Gunther, please check him out. Please check out any of his matches. He is dominant, and he is every sense of that word. Then, while Gunther came out, he came out to kind of boast about his Intercontinental Championship reign. He has been dominating that belt for well over 600 days. He also kind of fed into the rumors that's been going on about people that could take the title from him. As I mentioned, Sami Zayn earlier. He mentioned Chad Gable, he's been feuding with for a little minute. He also mentioned The Miz, and surprisingly, R-Truth, which got a lot of cheers. I doubt R-Truth is the one to take the Intercontinental Championship belt from him, but anything dealing with R-Truth is a beauty to watch, because he is a national WWE treasure. Surprisingly enough, Gunther was interrupted here, but he was interrupted by the Judgment Day. Judgment Day came out. Damian Priest did most of the talking, and it was kind of like Damian Priest taking charge. Like, hey, you got that belt. We like belts. We gonna take that belt. And then the one who stood up, because Gunther was not backing down, was Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, you couldn't hear him because every time he talked, but he said something along the lines of, if the Judgment Day wants the title, they gonna take it. Gunther pushed Dominic, and they had to hold Damian Priest back, but it looks like down the line, they're setting up something to where the Judgment Day tries to take that title from Gunther. Maybe they do it, maybe they don't, but I would love to see Imperium versus the Judgment Day. Those are two dominant groups. Imperium more or less dominant because of Gunther. Judgment Day dominant because of their numbers. So, great segment, great foreshadowing, especially if WWE can keep up with what they're doing in this regard. as far as like telling this story, everything is gonna be pretty well. It's gonna be good, and I'm looking forward to see exactly how it turns out. Then they ran to the backstage area where Judgment Day was following that up. They ran into Rhea Ripley. Rhea seemed very concerned for Dominic, or just angry because he challenged Gunther. Concerned, angry. She stormed off. They said that he needed to go console her, and as he was going to console her, he ran across Andrade. I know there's history there between the two of them. I'm assuming it's probably Rey Mysterio connected, or I could be wrong. So if you know, please let me know. But yeah, they had like a brief back and forth. They said something, and they went about their business. So I mean, it wasn't really much to that backstage segment, but just letting you know that Andrade is there, and I'm ready to see him actually get into something, because with Triple H at the helm, I think he can do some great storytelling with Andrade. After that, it led us into the street fight between New Day and Imperium, and as New Day was coming out, they were attacked at the entrance ramp. On the ramp by Imperium. They didn't even wait for them to get to the bell. That's how blood feud they are making it seem, and they got in and active. It started hard hitting and strong. They were throwing them into the projector in the back, like in the stage thing. They was flipping them, just throwing them everywhere. It was just such a hard hitting match, and it kind of got started. They even broke Francesca. Xavier Woods' trombone, like they even broke Francesca and was using her into the match. So you know they were going hard and heavy hitting, and every time you see me looking down, you know I'm just going through my notes a little bit. And then it was a cool bit where New Day brought out a table, and they were finna set the table up, and you know the crowd loves the tables. We want tables. They weren't able to. Imperium obviously stopped them, and it was a bit later on where Imperium brought out a table to the cheers of the crowd, but then they immediately pulled it back because they're the heels. Like, why are we doing stuff to kind of appease you? You know, try to do everything to where you can to make you happy. Matches are extremely hard hitting. Kendo sticks got introduced. They started, I think Ludwig Kaiser introduced the kendo sticks, started beating Xavier Woods with them. It worked out later on because they got their payback on Ludwig Kaiser. They beat him with the kendo sticks. Everything kind of paced up to the end to where they had Giovanni set up on the table that was set up on the side, and Xavier Woods did a diving elbow off of it and pushed him through the table. And also, I missed when they came back from commercial break. The Imperium was on top, and they were dominating. And when they got back from commercial break, all you see is Kofi Kingston throwing a chair at Ludwig Kaiser, and it blasted him straight in the face. It was crazy. Whenever they got into the pin after the table spot where they sent Kaiser through the table, when they sent Vinci through the table, they sent him in to do the pin. He kicked out at 2. So they're setting up to do their finishing move. Kofi Kingston is on the top rope. Ludwig charges back up. He gets his health back. He pushes Kofi off. Kofi falls on the table that was set up early in the match. Boom, crash and burn. He out. They get in the ring. Imperium get in the ring. They toss Kofi. They toss Xavier Woods into the corner. He goes into the table, into a chair. They roll him up. They also grab his jeans to do a little dirty pin, like, ooh, we heels, but you know, you lost, but you ain't lost too clean. But it's a street fight, so anything goes. 1, 2, 3, Imperium wins, and they please Papa Gunther, because if they would have lost Gunther, they probably would have been chopped in the chest, and we don't know what would have happened to them. Their whole body could have been caved in. So it was a nice match. it's a quick watch. So if you want to watch anything, I would say this is one of the matches that you can watch on Monday Night Raw if you just want to watch something. After the match, they panned to Chad Gable going to the back. He stated that everybody wants to go for Gunther, but him going for Gunther is more personal because when Gunther beat Chad Gable in front of his family, his daughter cried, and he's like, what type of father would want their daughter to cry? And Gunther laughed in my daughter's face, and ha 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 ha. And yeah, so Chad Gable's in the back pleading his case for why he should be the one to dethrone Gunther. We came back to Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks fighting Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. And the only reason why we had this match is because Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark were jealous that Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae got the title match at Elimination Chamber pre-show. That's the only reason why we got this match. No build up, no nothing. They boom. And you already knew that this match was not gonna last long. Just like the Chelsea Green match earlier. You go into this match thinking like, hey, it's not gonna go longer than 5 minutes, and it didn't. It started off pretty hard hitting. Candice LeRae got a lot of offense in, started off pretty strong. They worked in Zoe. Zoe got a little bit in. Candice got their offense in. They're pushing. They're going strong. But you can see the writing on the wall. This was not gonna last too long. Indy got into the match. She tossed Shayna Baszler ended up doing a blind tag, and Indy didn't see it. She's attacking Zoe. Indy got caught in the Kuklina clutch, and she tapped out. And I brished through that match because it wasn't much to talk about. Boom. It was boom, start, boom, Kuklina clutch, tap out victory. She tapped out as soon as she cinched it in to very hone in on that. And quick note aside, I love Shayna Baszler. Shayna is a amazing wrestler. They can do so much more with her. They've done nothing with her since she's beat Ronda Rousey and essentially retired Ronda. So her and Zoe Stark. So maybe they'll be the ones to beat the Kabuki Warriors and actually do something with Shayna. But I don't know. I have faith in Triple H, but I don't really have faith in the storytelling in which they're doing with Shayna Baszler. So hopefully they do. Next segment ended up being just a quick one with R-Truth in the back in his Judgment Day locker room. He was met with by the Miz and DIY, who was Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They met him in the back to cheer him up a little bit because he was feeling down about how Judgment Day treated him, and they said that they were going to get revenge on the Judgment Day, and he keep calling DIY Degeneration X. He even referred to them as Regeneration X in this. So we love to see it. And to start the final hour of Raw, they really had Drew McIntyre come out. He came out. You have to love this character. Drew McIntyre is this character. Drew McIntyre is really amazing. I really appreciate the work and effort that he's putting into this character because he is every bit of a dick, but he's right. Like he has not been wrong. He has been spitting nothing but facts since he turned into this character. He came out, he was like, thank you so much for praying that I won, this, that, and the third. But he said, I'm sorry, I suffered a busted eardrum and I might miss WrestleMania. He said, bonk that, I'm not CM Punk. I'm not going to miss WrestleMania. He a bum. He called CM Punk a bum, basically. And then he sat down crisscross applesauce and he called out Seth Rollins. And when you say a wrestler's name, they have to come out. So Seth Rollins came out, and Seth Rollins is one of the drippiest WWE superstars right now. Like he walked out and you know he finna be dressed in something. He was dressed in some burgundy suit, big suit over there. His music is like he's great. He came down to the ring. He thanked the San Jose crowd for coming out, and they had their little back and forth. Drew McIntyre basically told Seth Rollins don't ruin their match because he's getting involved with the bloodline and Cody Rhodes and The Rock and all that. And Drew isn't wrong. He's stating that if he, with with Seth's bad knee, his bad back, and him stretching himself thin with the bloodline, he can either hurt himself before the match or the bloodline could take Drew McIntyre's victory if he wins and they can get involved. So he's spitting nothing but facts right now. Like, he's saying everything that needs to be said. And Seth Rollins said nothing but facts too. He came back with, but what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't happen? What if he does stand up right? What if Bloodline doesn't get involved? What if he does take down the Bloodline? The only way that he can get through him is to tear down the Bloodline, because if the Bloodline doesn't, then they can run the WWE for some more years. Like, what's stopping them? So both men had a bunch of points to get across, but go back and listen to them. They're very passionate. What I'm saying doesn't necessarily do it justice, but go back and listen to them. Drew spit fire, Seth Rollins spit fire, and it ended with Seth basically saying that you have to take risks. You have to take risks to get what you want, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. Then they showed a clip of Nia Jax attacking all the participants in the Elimination Chamber from last week, which is set up the match that's gonna happen next between Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. And then what kind of happened is a squash match. Like it was a squash, but it wasn't a squash because they did the match, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. Liv Morgan started off pretty strong. It went longer than 5 minutes. It went about 10. But another one of WWE's famous finishes is a disqualification finish. And they do that in instances to where Liv just came back, so you don't want her to lose. Nia Jax is a force, so you don't want her to lose. So, yeah, Liv got a little offense in, but Nia Jax basically dominated the whole match. And while on the outside, Becky Lynch came and attacked Nia Jax back for what she did earlier, which caused a DQ finish. And they panned over to Liv Morgan after the fight, and she was not happy at all. She didn't like that. So she didn't like that at all. So what kind of happened is they went back to another generic backstage interviewer. She was back there with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and basically they just talked about how Cody Rhodes ruined his moment and how he's gonna beat him in the main event. Spoiler warning, he didn't. And then they panned it again. They went from Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to Becky Lynch talking to Adam Pearce about having a match with Nia Jax next week. And then, yeah, they were talking about Becky Lynch and Nia Jax having a match next week. And before Becky could walk away, Liv Morgan came in and was like, everything isn't about you. You basically stole my moment. And essentially that's what she did. She was like, you can't be so selfish. And, they had another backstage segment after this. They had Jey Uso back there talking about, oh, he didn't do what he needed to do last week when he got cheated out of his match, and how it's just the beginning. He's on the mission that he's gonna do something. I don't know. It kind of got overshadowed by the great Drew McIntyre coming in and was like, oh, I understand how you feel. Everything that that happens, you you deserved. He basically said the fact that your brother screwed you over last week, you deserved every bit of that. And Jay was not taking that line down, and he threw hands, and they had to do a little pull apart brawl, which was nice. It kind of, and then they set it up for next week. Like as soon as they came back from commercial, they had Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch confirmed for next week, and which I'm assuming Liv Morgan is going to get involved in that. And then they had Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre involved for next week. That's either going to be the opening match or the main event, because it's going to lead to something else. And then all that really got us into our main event. And I thought our main event was going to be a whole lot longer than this, but it was nice. They let Grayson Waller showcase a little of his offense, and also with Austin Theory on the outside casting distractions. It made it for a little bit longer match than what it was going to be, but it was no way, shape, form, or fashion, like I stated earlier, that Cody was going to lose this match. Especially at some point during the match, Michael Cole stated that breaking news is all over the internet. Paul Heyman is backstage. At that moment, I definitely knew that Cody Rhodes wasn't losing, which he didn't. Austin Theory, and this is pretty quick off. They did a lot of back and forth. Grayson Waller was able to showcase a lot of his offense. Austin Theory was casting distractions. Cody Rhodes did a dive outside. He tossed Austin Theory over the announcer's table. He worked his way back inside. He hit Grayson Waller with a disaster kick. He hit him with a Cody cutter. He hit him with a Cody cutter and then hit him with the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. He got the dub. But like I said, I breezed through this match because WWE didn't really care about the match. They cared about the angle after, which was a lot, but still a little. Because Paul Heyman came out with 3 NYPD personal bodyguards, people along those lines. They worked their way to the ring. Cody Rhodes sat steadfast, saying that he was ready for the bloodline. Paul Heyman is one of the greatest on the mics, but he assured that the bloodline wasn't there. He said that he should Cody Rhodes should take back what he said about challenging The Rock, or else. The whole time we're wondering what or else is. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Paul Heyman also found a way to mention The Rock. To mention Will Smith. Like, I guess it was because The Rock had slapped Cody Rhodes. He mentioned Will Smith slap against The Rock. Slap against Chris Rock. So The Rock slapped Cody Rhodes. Will Smith slapped The Rock. Chris Rock. So he was able to slide something like that in. But just the end of the segment was the 3 bodyguards, that the 3 NYPD undercover, on-duty, off-duty cops that came to the ring with Paul Heyman got obliterated by the chair that Cody Rhodes had, and he ended Monday Night Raw standing tall, saying with the go home line that the bloodline isn't hunting him, he's hunting the bloodline, which is cold. I said it, but I ain't do it no justice like he did. So it ended, like I said, Monday Night Raw ended with Cody Rhodes standing tall, and it really gets you excited for what's going to happen Friday night or next Monday on Raw to see how kind of everything plays out. In my opinion, this Monday Night Raw was a smooth 3 hours. I watched it pretty easy, was able to get all this took care of. And in some of these matches, I gave you more details than others, but as I continue to work, I'll get better at it. If you like this video, please leave a like, please share it, please subscribe, and please comment. If you didn't, tell me what you didn't like about it and tell me what you want to see. I'm open to anything. I appreciate you for joining us on this Monday Night News. I am your host, I am your host, Unknown Emperor, formerly known as Unknown. Now I'm Unknown Emperor. But thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully I gave you some insight on some wrestling. If you like videos like this, continue to tune in, and I'll continue to take care of you. I'll do these as much as I possibly can. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. You have a blessed one.